Now, who are the guys who can't keep the girl? Yeah. What? Hey, bingo. Batman is the saddest character in the superhero universe. Now, I've jumped ahead of myself. Let's rewind back to what story is about. Story, we call it a log line, right, when you write a story. Beginning, middle, and the end. The beginning is where you set up the scene. The middle is where you have conflict. And the end is where you have your resolution. So you set up the scene. And when you set up the scene, usually it is to examine the life of a superhero. And then there's a threat. In the middle of the story, he fights the threat. And at the end of the story, he resolves the threat. Let's boil this down to simple statements. Boy meets girl, set up the scene. Boy loses girl, middle of the story. Boy gets girl back. Now, when you have a story where boy does not get girl back, what genre is that? Bingo. In fact, the most famous tragedies we know, the boy kills himself, right? That is the utter downer. That's the absolute downer. The hero kills himself. It's like there is no redemption, right? Although Shakespeare, he does allow for redemption in other ways, right? Another example. Boy and girl lives in garden. Boy and girl loses the garden. Boy and girl gets garden back. What story is that? Adam and Eve. Try this one for size. Girl lives in a kingdom. Girl fights the witch in the kingdom. Prince comes to the kingdom and marries the girl. What genre is that? Or who makes that kind of story? Disney, right? Now, Disney is a pan-European way of thinking about stories. So the Brothers Grimm go around and they collate about 200 stories. Those 200 stories, which are folk tales, by the way, all over Germany, is what constitutes what we now understand as Disney. These are ancient stories that come from the core of what it means to be a human being. So the character of Rapunzel or the character of Cinderella is consistent in many stories where you have the heroine. Consistent. She's steadfast in the face of adversity. She's patient, and she has the character to sustain herself without grumbling, without complaining, until her salvation comes. How about another story? The story of the kiss. You know the prince who comes in, she's sleeping, and then he kisses her, and then she awakes? You know that story? Do you know a story that sounds just like that? Jesus Christ coming for his church. The church is sleeping. Jesus comes and he kisses the church, and the church awakes. Same kind of story, in a way. As you have the girl lives in the kingdom, the girl fights the witch, and then a great prince comes and he marries her. It's pretty much like this. You have the church of Jesus Christ. The church of Jesus Christ fights the witch, the red dragon, Satan. The church of Jesus Christ, which is, by the way, female, marries the great prince when he comes back. Same story. Look at it this way. You have King Saul. You guys know the story of King Saul, of ancient Israel. Then you have King David. Great king. Fought so many battles. See, the middle of the story is one where you fight lots of wars, lots of battles. So King David, he fights lots of battles. Who's the third one? Who can guess who the third one is? King Jesus. Great king. So you got bad king, good king, great king. Same story. In a way, your lives will mirror the story. So the girl, getting the girl, is more than just getting a literal girl. Getting the girl is you succeeding in defeating your fears. It's you succeeding in wrestling with your demons and your dragons. It's you understanding what it means to ascend, because all stories are about ascension.